Your AflaCheck test kit will contain enough materials for 25 tests. Purchase separately are distilled water, ACS reagent grade or better methanol, a graduated cylinder, and a digital timer. You'll also need a scale to measure your sample, a grinder to prepare your sample, and grind to a consistency of a fine ground coffee. Measure 5 grams of sample. For the 20 parts per billion method for corn and milo shown here, add 20 milliliters of 70-30 methanol to water. For the 10 parts per billion method for corn, milo, peanuts, add 10 milliliters of 70-30 methanol. Cap and shake vigorously for 1 minute. Then, allow the suspension to settle for about 3 minutes. If you haven't already done so, now's a perfect time to set up your dilution tube rack. Remove the cardboard insert from the bottom of the AflaCheck test kit. Turn it upside down and put it back in the original box. Dilution tubes will fit perfectly into this rack. For ease of pipetting, put some distilled water into a small container, like one of the sample extraction tubes. Pipette 250 microliters of distilled water into the dilution tube. To properly use the pipetter, squeeze the top bulb. Put the tip of the pipetter into liquid and release the top bulb. Liquid will be drawn into the tube and into the bulb. Be sure at least 1 to 2 drops get into the top bulb for proper measurement. Squeeze the bulb again to put the liquid in its destination, and some liquid will remain in the upper bulb, showing you have a perfect measurement. Discard the pipetter after use. There's enough pipetters in the kit for 25 tests. After 3 minutes, we'll draw 250 microliters of sample extract from the top of your settled suspension mixture. Discard the pipetter, cap the dilution tube, and shake to mix. Next, insert an AflaCheck test strip with the arrows pointing down into the dilution tube. Then set a timer for 5 minutes. If your sample is below the cutoff, you'll see 2 lines appear on the test strip after about 3 minutes. You can keep the test strip in the dilution tube for 5 minutes to get a clearer line. If you don't see a control line, the test is invalid and must be repeated. You can clearly see 2 distinct lines after about 5 minutes. If the sample is above the cutoff, you'll see a single line appear after about 5 minutes. Compare your strip to the picture in the AflaCheck instructions in your test kit. A negative result clearly shows 2 test lines. A positive result clearly shows just 1 test line. To get an accurate numerical result of contamination, you can use the VICAM AflaTest fluorometer test or the VICAM Virtu test for further analysis.